On everyone, welcome back to another KBO breakdown. This is for Friday, 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time slate. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday. It was incredibly low scoring, but we made out on both sides again. So 7 of the last 8 cash on Draftkings. Fanduel's been crushing it as well. 80 score of 84 on Draftkings got us like top 5% in double ups. Pretty crazy. As a lot of pitchers busted, but some hitters that came through were Ha-Seong Kim and Park, the KIW catcher, and Joe, the KT Wiz outfielder. So looking to keep it going today. So let's get started. Appreciate it if you hit the like on the video and subscribe if you have not already. Follow on Twitter at the DFS Process for updates throughout the day. And if you want to check out the website, links in the description. So today at pitcher, looks like DraftKings is off on maybe one pitcher because my KBO stats has Despaigne starting for the Wiz today, and I'm pretty sure he will be starting because this website is always correct. So if we want to compare the starters for the 5 games tomorrow. As you see, there's a lot of good pitchers on the slate. Sappold is a solid pitcher. Despaigne has looked pretty good. Brigham is very good last year. And Casey Kelly was very good last year. Had a horrible first start, but bounced back nicely in his second start. So there's like 5 or 6 very good pitchers. So that makes it pretty easy for me to figure out which teams I want to focus on in terms of stacking. Now for the pitchers that I do like, I don't know if I really need to play Sappold here. He's been good. He has the highest average DraftKings points right now. Most of that coming from his first start where he went the distance. Only had 2 strikeouts in that one. He only has 11 strikeouts right now through 22 innings, which is not that appealing. I don't know if I need to pay 8,700 for him when he is facing a very good offense. So not, I'm kind of out on him. I'm a bit out on Yang too, just because I don't think he should be the most expensive pitcher. I like Brigham at 8,400. He's very solid. And was very solid the last couple years too. And his strikeout stuff is decent. This year he's been okay with the strikeouts. Last year he was solid as well. So Brigham looks like a nice option. I love Despaigne, who is just 8,300. It's a fine matchup against the Twins. They have like one hitter that you have to be very worried about, which is Ramos. Other than that, the lineup minus a couple guys like Chase in the outfield. There's not too much power there, so I think Espanier can be very good. The most reason why I like him is because he is one of the few pitchers who has very good strikeout stuff. Right now, averaging over a strikeout per inning in his 3 starts, and he can definitely get some strikeouts today, I would say, against the Twins, and he's very cheap at 8,300. I think he should be probably the most expensive pitcher, or at least a top 2 most expensive pitcher on the slate. And then we got 5,500 for Kim facing the Hanover Eagles. I think that is just a great bargain. Tough for me not to have some interest in him just because he is going a lot of pitches, 83 pitches in his first start, pitched 97. He's a young kid who um, should be getting better as the years go on. He was solid his last 2 starts, and well, his last start was really solid, but last year he was okay. That was his first year, but he does have some strikeout ability. And the only problem so far that he's had this year is a home runs, 3 home runs given up. But it's a spot where the Eagles are dead last in the league in home runs. They have very limited power on the team, so I think you can get the job done at only 5,500. I think it's just a incredible savings. Now for the stacks that I like, if you looking at all these pitchers, I kind of focused on some teams that I have a lot of interest in. So first up, we got KIW. I have a lot of interest in them facing a pretty old pitcher who has struggled with strikeout stuff, and they have a lot of good hitters on the Heroes. Very good offense. So No is 36 years old. He has just 7 strikeouts so far this year. Last year, just 89 in 132 innings. He's given up a lot of power. Also, last year, 18 bombs. This year, just 1 home run, but he did get kind of hit around, and he didn't face a very good team last time out with the Eagles, and the SK has struggled this year. So I think Heroes will be able to get to him. And if he is walking a lot of guys, they have a lot of speed on the team as well. Besides the Heroes, I have a lot of interest in DOO facing off against Lively here. DOO, the only concern you have is if their 2 hitters are going to be back, both JO and Kim were out of the lineup yesterday, which is going to make a stack a little bit less appealing if both are out again, but hopefully one can come back. Maybe Kim will be back. He doesn't have the day-to-day tag on DraftKings. And then don't have a lot of interest in this game here just because Casey Kelly, I do respect him as a pitcher. Always you can stack the Wizards if you want, but I probably won't. I think there's some better stacks today. And then I would say that you could definitely look at Kia if you want. And then I also do like the Samsung Lions. One of the few times I will probably advocate stacking the Lions, and that's because they're facing off against a pitcher who has struggled very mightily so far in his first two starts this year. Last year he was also pretty poor, and especially in terms of power giving up, with 28 doubles, 15 bombs, and he has gotten blown up the first two starts, and it definitely could happen again. So I do think that the Samsung Lions are a okay stack, but my favorite I would say is going to be KIW and then DOO Samsung and then maybe some Kia. So, getting on to some of the hitters that I'm looking at. First base, we got Jose Fernandez. Don't need to worry about him not being in the lineup today. He should be in the lineup, hitting right in the heart of the lineup. Great spot for him facing off against Lively, who last time out only pitched one inning, but in that one inning he did get kind of roughed up. So I don't know why he wasn't out there for another inning, but he threw like 24 pitches in the first inning, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits. As you see, was lucky to get out of that inning. Also, could have been much worse for him. But yeah, even if he does only last a couple innings, then this bullpen, I think you could definitely get to them as well. So Fernandez looking pretty solid at 6,400. Second base, Seo from the Heroes is always very cheap at 3,200. Leadoff hitter, very appealing for me. You get speed with him as well. He's been taking off and stealing bases. He's been very hot recently as well with multi-hit games, home runs, stolen bases. He's been doing it all recently. So at 3,200 in this spot with a stack looking so appealing as a leadoff hitter, he's definitely going to be a guy that I have some interest in. In the outfield, I like Lee or Kim here. Kim in the outfield at they could play him at 6,000 if you want, if you think he's going to be in the lineup. If not, then I could probably go with like Lee. Lee at from the Samsung Lions, who is 4,500 or 4,200 from the Heroes. You could play him, but I think you could also look at Koo, who is 4,500 from the Samsung Lions, and he's been looking very nice recently. Also has some stolen base upside, and if you look at his stats, he has been a pretty good hitter in recent years, hitting third in the lineup recently. He looks like a guy that I will think looks like a pretty solid play today. He is 27 years old. Last year hit 15 bombs. Year before that 20 plus. The last 2 years before last year. Uh, Last year's average was down, but before that he was a very high average hitter. He looks like one of the better hitters on the team, and to get him at 4,500 in a very good spot. I like also with speed. Going back to shortstop, talking about Kim. That's Ha-Seong Kim at shortstop, who has just been amazing recently. Uh, been saying that he's going to break out very soon, and ever since that, he has been putting up some monster games. Once again, we'll go to him because he's a guy that puts the ball in play, doesn't strike out very much at all, steals bases, has power, and I think Ha-Seong Kim, stay out 1-2 at the top of the order is a very nice setting the table for the other hitters in the lineup. So that's the 6 guys that I have some interest in on DraftKings. Right now on Fanduel here, the pitcher that I love today is $21 for Despaigne. That is incredibly cheap. I will be getting to that. This makes a ton of sense for the strikeout upside that he has. The cheap price tag allows you to pay up for expensive hitters. We'll once again be playing Ha-Seong Kim on Fanduel because he's only $12. I love the stack. Too cheap, speed, power, everything looks amazing for him. Another guy is Lee, who's also pretty affordable, $14 for him. He's just a very solid hitter, puts the ball in play, doesn't strike out also very much at all, and he has some power too. So Jung Ho Lee looks very good as well at $14. and then probably go to Coup again. On Fanduel, Lions are extremely cheap. I don't know how many you're gonna need of those cheap hitters because if you're going with the KT pitcher at $21, you're gonna have the salary. But I like Coup a lot. It's just $9 for the upside that he possesses with speed and the power that he has, and the spot is just very, very nice today. So that is the breakdown for KBO for tonight's actions. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and good luck today.